The Kansas Department of Labor recently announced that the jobless rate for Riley County is down slightly from last month. The unemployment rate in Riley County is down from 3.4% in October to 3.1% in November. The rate is also down in Geary, Wabaunsee, and Pottawatomie counties. Over the last 3 months, Kansas has averaged 2,100 jobs added per month. Seasonally adjusted job estimates for Kansas indicate total non-farm payroll employment increased by 7,900 from October. Total non-farm includes private sector and government employers. Private sector jobs increased by 7,100 over the month, while government jobs increased by 800. Labor economist Emil Dorikson says that, quote, the fluctuations were partially due to the impacts of strike activity in October. Since November of 2023, Kansas's seasonally adjusted total non-farm jobs have increased by 19,100. The change is due to an increase of 14,100 private sector jobs and an increase of 5,000 government jobs. USD 383 superintendent says communication issues between the district's special education department and families receiving services that surfaced recently are, quote, not acceptable. Eric Reed apologized at last week's Manhattan-Ogden School Board meeting after 4 parents with kids in special ed on December 4th voiced their concerns about poor accountability and communication, particularly as it's related to changes or cuts to their student services. Many students impacted are enrolled in local private schools but do receive services from USD 383. Reed said there are a few reasons for the unmet need, such as a $4 to $5 million funding deficit for the district's special education department, a recent change in leadership in the department, and staffing shortages as some positions have gone unfilled. Former Kansas Congresswoman Martha Keyes has passed away. She was 94. In the mid-60s, Keyes worked as a Democratic campaigner, eventually running George McGovern's 1972 political campaign in the state. Inspired by that, she served Kansas's 2nd Congressional District for 2 terms from 1975 to 1979 and served Manhattan while she was in Congress. She was elected during the Watergate elections of 1974, but was defeated in her bid for a 3rd term in 1978 by James Edmund Jeffries. She was a strong supporter of the Title IX amendment that created equal opportunity for female athletes in high school and college and prohibited gender discrimination at public colleges. She also fundamentally changed Social Security, sponsoring a bill that divided Social Security credits among married couples to both individuals rather than just the income earner. After her departure from Congress, she served as a special advisor to the Secretary of the formerly named Department of Health, Education, and Welfare from February 1979 to May 1980, and then was Assistant Secretary of Education from June 1980 to January 1981. More on the day's headlines can be found at our website, newsradiokman.com and themercury.com.
Hey, Fidelity. How can I remember to invest every month?
With the Fidelity app, you can choose a schedule and set up recurring investments in stocks and ETFs.
Oh, that sounds easier than I thought.
You got this.
Yeah, I do. Now, where did I put my keys?
You will find them where you left them.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
K-Man's Morning News continues with a look at your sports headlines this Monday morning. Good morning to you. I'm Troy Coverdale. K-State women's basketball opening Big 12 play yesterday and doing so in strong fashion against Cincinnati. 76-59 the final. Tamira Poindexter with 23 points. Serena Sundell added 11 and 11 assists as the 13th-ranked Wildcats ran their mark to 13-1. The Wildcats led the game over the final 32 minutes of play, but it took a 16-0 run in the third quarter for them to put the game in hand. Aoka Lee added 10.6 boards and a season-high 5 blocked shots. Jalen Glenn paced the Wildcats in the first half with 11 points. She's now 3 points away from 1,000 for her career. The Wildcats will visit Houston on New Year's Day. Also yesterday, Texas Tech defeated Houston 74-59. In the top 25, number 3 Notre Dame, number 6 Texas, and 10th-ranked Oklahoma were also winners. Saturday night, Xavier Bell scored a season-high 24 as Wichita State pulled away in the second half to drop K-State 84-65 at Koch Arena. Bell made 9 of 17 from the floor for the Shockers, who snapped a 5-game losing streak in the series to the Wildcats, who will enter conference play at 6-5. Sophomore Buddy Rich came off the bench to score a career-high 20 for the Wildcats in the loss. Yesterday, Zeke Mayo scored 25, Hunter Dickinson added 15 and 13 rebounds as 8th-ranked Kansas defeated Brown 87-53. Aziz Bandigo scored 15 as the 19th-ranked Cincinnati Bearcats extended their winning streak to 4 straight by dropping Grambling 84-49. Number 3 Iowa State was a 99-72 winner over Morgan State. TCU handled Montana State 82-48. West Virginia dropped Mercyhurst 67-46, and Oklahoma State was able to clip Oral Roberts 86-74. In the top 25, number 6 Alabama, 14th-ranked Oklahoma, and number 24 Michigan also closed out the pre-Christmas schedule with victories. Ahead of K-State's matchup in the Rate Bowl versus Rutgers, the team has decided to debut a new look on the field for the first time this season. K-State head coach Chris Kleiman Friday announced the team would trade out their typical helmets and pants for a white-on-white combo alongside their classic purple tops.
Talked to a couple of the older guys that are going to play their last game and asked them their opinion on it. I know you've got more opinions that I want to know about it, that I care to know about it. But it was, then I had the idea, went to a few of those older guys and said, let's do this. And
the Cats matching up with Rutgers on the 26th with our coverage to begin that day at 12:30 with Power Cat Game Day here on News Radio KMAN. Mitch Fortner will be on hand in Phoenix today for the game. Plus, we've got updates coming up through the morning presented by Edward Jones. Manhattan High's boys wrestling team went 6-2 on the weekend at the Flatwater Fracas in Grand Island.
They finished in 4th. We lost in the semis to Grand Island. Close duel. Boys battled. Just came up on the short end of that one, which dropped into the consolation semis. We won, and then we lost to Kearney in the finals. So boys ended up having 2 kids undefeated for the entire weekend. Did good. We got some improvements to make, but it was a good way to end the break.
Coach Sean Baum is pleased with his team's efforts as both boys and girls teams participated in the tournaments.
Girls finished in 7th place, finished day 1, 3-1, and then went 2-1 on Saturday. Girls are getting better every day. 4 of the 12 that wrestled were undefeated for the weekend. So good things happening on the girls' side.
The boys went into the weekend ranked 2nd as a team in Class 6A.